Well, here we are again in the car. Just settled in. Now, I've parked somewhere different today. Well, I've got a good space in the car park, so I'm quite happy where I am. But I'm surrounded by cars, so, and I know the car next to me, someone will be coming too very soon. So I might vanish, I might not. I've got a view of the world going by and see people going to their cars or fixing the automatic doors. So on the building. That's kind of how it is today. I've got no motivation today. Since I came off my tablets about 3 weeks ago, I've just lost motivation. I've gone back to how I was. I don't like it. It reminds me I've got to ring the doctors up, haven't I, and deal with that. So, schools are back, so we've been through all that. So, routine started again with the small people. They've only been back a week and a half and they can't get out of bed. Well, it's not even a week, is it? I went back last week, half a week, and now can't get out of bed. It's really, really bizarre. It's just tiredness, isn't it? Seasons changed, everyone's in SAD mode. So that's where we're at, I suppose. I don't know. It's just, I feel like there's stuff to discuss, but I don't know what. Can't discuss it. Right, here we go. So the people who are now coming to their cars as they go past, and I will stare them out in that standard way. Oh, are they getting them? Oh, people are going to their cars. Oh, it's just one of those things. Nope, are they walking past my car? They are, they're looking at me. They see me talking, wondering who I'm talking to. They're talking anyway, so that's fine. Just leave it like that. Pull raspberries at them. Oh, they're talking to someone. Oh dear. Oh, there we go. Can you hear them, actually? Repeat them up? No. Oh no, you can't hear them. Oh, well, there we go. Right, yes, so anyway. That's just where it is, isn't it? Oh, I don't know. I just don't know. I'm just waffling. I've got nothing to talk about. I've got nothing. There's nothing going on in existence. I'm just really frustrated with everything. Just so angry. Just so disappointed with life. It really is shit, isn't it? If you think about it. Just everything is just shit. I want to be happy. I've been told, like, you're meant to be happy every day. If you're happy every day, then you naturally become happy and that works out. But it doesn't really work out that way. I want to be happy. I want to be contented. But I don't know what that feels like. Every now and then I get a glimpse of it, and it is amazing. And then it's just gone. I'm now literally watching the guy fix the automated door, and he's now getting the automated door to push his toolbox to prove that the motor's working and not, I presume, current tapping out. Anyway, right, we've probably done 5 minutes. Let's get on with it. Let's get into a book. Right, we had Headmistress, didn't we? Hearn has just gone back into Phoenix. I went to Phoenix once. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I've been to Phoenix. So, yeah. Anyway. Oh, Christ, dropped my phone. There we go. Hope you're still there. Jed Hurd lay back in the tin bath. Oh, tin baths. And enjoyed the soaking his skin was getting from a warm, soapy water. The best thing about not taking a bath too often, he decided, was that you sure appreciate the luxury of it when you did climb into one. Well, yeah, that's how my kids work. I think all kids work with that. They have a natural fear of water. It's like we've got rabies. But it's because they just love dirt. But it's quite, get a bit manky around the edges, don't you? He had already had a shave in the barber shop out front and was feeling almost at his best. I've never had a shave at a barber shop. Maybe I should try. Now that Becky had been taken care of, his mind was free to worry about what really mattered. The man who attacked his wife and also Becky's mother. They had come off a specially chartered gambling train which had got stuck in the snow near the two homesteads. As the night had gone on, the men had got more and more drunk. Their wildness had reached a point where there was no containing it, and so had begun their trek across the crisp and solid wilderness which led to their two homes, to the unprotected women. Dum dum dum. Hold on, haven't we all been explaining book 1? So why are we explaining it again? Oh, it's just in case you've picked up book 2 and not found book 1, like we have. 7 men there had been, and 3 of them had been accounted for. The powerful and spoiled Joshua Nolan, Pete Sheldon, the Undertaker, and the Reverend, we're going to have a Reverend, Chester Goldsmith. That left 4 more. And the next of these was Barton DeQuenz? A dude. A professional gambler. Oh, he's a right dude. Who Hearn had hoped to find in Memphis, Tennessee, if Coburn didn't stop him. Willie Coburn, a hell of a man to have on the other side. A man once seen, never forgotten. For Elijah Coburn was an albino. Oh my God! Let's see how many freaks of nature we can find. Well, they're not freaks of nature, are they, albinos? But come on now, it's getting a bit harsh. Also, I thought that I don't know, but I knew a gentleman when I was at college. I knew a gentleman. He was technically an albino, and he was with the he was registered blind. So I don't know how that makes them good gunmen. But then that could just be a general thought, and just one person, and might not be a thing. So I don't know. Maybe we need to Google this. I mean, I need to find out more. I need to understand what the effect of is being a human albino. Is that it's obviously a thing, but how? Yeah, I'm very curious about this. It's got me confuddled. Right. Hence his nickname, a name that only his friends dared to use to his face, and he didn't have many friends. So, what's his nickname? Right. Coburn and Hearn had first fought together in the Civil War as members of Quattrill's Raiders. They had reluctantly taken part in the massacre at Lawrence, during the course of which 150 people had been blooded and brutally massacred. Okay. Maybe we need to Google that as well. They had both been 18 years at the time. Oh. Years later, they had met up once again in Lincoln Country Range War. The two of them, together with almost every other hired gun in the West, including a couple of friends called Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. Oh, we've got to throw Billy in, haven't we? He's got to roll up, hasn't he? Because, let's face it, it's not a Western about shoving Billy in. Hearn shudders as he thought of Billy and some of the water splashed over the edge of the bath. Of all the people he had ever met, the Kid was one of the few who had ever made him afraid. He was odd, shambling, given to fits of sudden, unprovoked violence or moods of intense depression. Totally unpredictable. I'm sure I've been to the Billy the Kid Museum in America. Because there is one. I'm sure. There's a jail, isn't there? Where he was held. And they have a museum there. Yeah, I'm sure. Anyway, no. He wondered if he was afraid of Coburn. And decided that he wasn't. But he did have a lot of respect for the man. One hell of a lot. Of all the men he had seen with a gun, he wouldn't like to state for certain that any of them was faster on the draw than Whitney. Oh, then Whitey. Whitey, there we go. I knew it was in there somewhere. Whitey Coburn. That's what it's... I've been missing it, haven't I? I haven't been saying Whitey. Whitey, oh, of course. Yeah, let's... Yeah, it was almost going to be chalky as well, wasn't it? We may as well just... It's so predictable. And that includes himself. His grim smile showed above the line of scum that was forming on the bath's surface. Nice. Nothing like a layer of scum. Is that all the scum, all the dirt that's come off him since he only baths once a year? Oh, he's got to be nasty. He's got to get some serious chaffing, haven't you? As well, if you don't wash that often. He's got to rub. There was only one way of finding out which one of them was quicker. Not that he was in a hurry to put it to the test. He knew that, as well as being fast, Coburn was a professional. Whereas he had 3 years of retirement during which his reflexes had grown slow, and his reactions had become dulled. Coburn had continued to sell his gun to the highest bidder, and once sold there would never be any going back on his word. The next most important thing to speed was gun. Important thing to speed with a gun was reliability. Let's either drop, and no one wants to hire you anymore. Oh, there we go. Let either drop. Oh, so if you lose your reliability and the speed of your gun, then no one wants to hire you. Well, it's probably true, to be honest. But I think that Coburn could ill afford to happen, for he was the same age as Hearn, into the late 30s. Oh, for gunslinger, that was old, very old. Yes, because normally it's only quite good at it, because you're not dead, but by being shot. Hearn's hand pushed unconsciously up at the greying temples that were showing more and more distinctly through his black hair. He wondered whether Coburn had known Hearn to be his target before accepting the assignment. Wondered if it would have made any difference if he had. Hell no, he thought. It wouldn't have mattered a damn. It wouldn't have mattered to me if I'd been in his position. I couldn't afford to let it. He stood up and reached for a towel that lay across the back of the chair. He would have a couple of drinks and some supper and get to bed early. It was important to make an early start. I can't be bothered to read anymore. You're going to have a short... literally, I'm starting to get bored of this book already. I just can't... we got... there's lots of... We got a bar scene coming up. Do we want to... but I'm torn. I'm just skipping ahead to see if it's worth it. See what time is it? Oh, go on then. The saloon was full almost to a point of overflowing when Hearn arrived. He had to push his way through 2 lines of men to get to the bar and order a shot of whiskey. It's like really stereotypical of a gunman, isn't it? Just push the bar, order a whiskey. Maybe he didn't want a whiskey. I feel like we're stereotyping this guy straight away. He stood and looked around him, able to see over the heads of most others. Oh, it's a tall one. Across the room there was a big faro wheel with small coloured lights that glowed on the faces of men standing around it. Besides that, there was a blackjack table, and nearer to the bar there was 3 tables for poker. Okay, we got the layout of the bar. Are we all on that? Do I need to repeat? We all know where everything is. Very good. For whatever reason, the citizens of Phoenix obviously had a lot of money, but they weren't too particular about keeping hold of. So he's pointing out there's lots of gambling, so people want to spend their money. Away to the left was a small raised stage with an upright piano on the floor beneath it. A man in a bowler hat was playing this, or so Hearn thought, for his hands were moving up and down over the keys, but among all the noises of upraised voices and constant clicking of glasses and money, he could not hear a note. Dum, dum, dum. What's the point? He turned back to the bar and ordered another whiskey, throwing in the glass in one go. He had enough for this evening. As he pushed his way back towards the door through the crowd, he was suddenly aware of someone pushing back unnecessarily hard. Then a blow to the back of his head sent him staggering into a group of cowboys standing around one of the poker tables. "Just watch who you're elbowing, mister, or you get cut down to size." Hare could not see the owner of the voice straight away, but whoever it was sounded very young and very drunk. "You heard me, you old fool. I said, who do you think you're pushing around?" Now Hearn could see him clearly. A few others near the spot had moved back into a circle, so that the two men were left facing each other. He couldn't have been much more than 17 years of age. He might have been even younger still. His eyes were red with heavy drinking, and his voice was high-pitched and strained. "No, not reached puberty." Hearn's gaze shifted from his face to the hand which hovered unsteadily over his gun belt. Left-hand drawer, holster strapped low onto his thigh. Hearn wondered how often he rode out in the country and practised with a line of tin cans along a fence. More than that, he wondered how many he usually hit. However good he might be, this evening was difficult. However good he might be, this evening was different. He had drunk so much that he might not be able to clear leather cleanly, but then again, Hearn was in no mood to take chances. He took a step towards the boy and saw his left hand lower itself another inch. "Steady, boy. I've got no quarrel with you. If I push you, then I'm sorry. Let's shake on it, and no hard feelings." He took a further step forwards and extended his right hand, aware that he was taking a risk as he did so, for he was moving it further from the butt of his own Colt. The kid backed off slightly, almost stumbling. The fingers were curved directly over the handle now. He tried to stare hard at Hearn, but blinked instead. "Don't think you can talk your way out of this, old man. It's time someone cut you down to size. Time you knew better than to go shoving other folks around without paying for it." Hearn risked another pace, his arms still outstretched, the fingers extended. "Easy now. One more time you come at me, and I'm going to make an awful mess of all that grey hair. Yes, sir, I'm going to take it with a bullet." It's a bit dull, isn't it? The hand was actually resting on the gun. Hearn tried to fix him with his eyes, but the boy didn't seem to be able to focus away. He sure as hell didn't want to have to kill him, only he wasn't sure how much choice he would have. Hearn, another voice, older, from away to his right and behind his shoulder. Tempted to look around, he knew that if he did so, the boy would almost certainly go for his gun. "Hearn," the voice again. He wondered if its owner was holding a gun on him. "Don't kill the boy, Hearn. Don't do it. He's my only kin." Hearn answered without looking round, his eyes still firm on the kid in front of him, watching for the moment that would mean he was about to draw. Hearn said, I don't look as if I'm going to get a whole lot of choice, does it?" By now everyone salon was still. But it was not close enough to see from the floor had stood on chairs or tables to get a better view. Only the pianist continued as he had been before, and now you could hear him. He was playing a slow rag, elegant and ornate. It was strangely at odds with the scene it accompanied. "Let me come and talk to him," the voice said. As Hearn heard the man coming closer, he saw the look of anger and disgust on the boy's face. "You keep out of this, pa! I ain't gonna have you always chasing round after me like some cub that wanted looking after all this time. You keep back out of the way whilst I take this old man." The boy's father was standing alongside Hearn now. He was 6 inches shorter and several years older. He wore no gun. "Boy, listen to me. I've seen this man use a gun. He could cut you down and spit into a glass on the bar at the same time. There ain't no way in which you're going to get anything but dead if you carry on with this. No way at all. Dedificated. You ain't going to get anything but dedification." He stopped talking and looked at his son, who was now looking even less steady on his feet and seemed likely to topple over.